Ladies and gentlemen, we're here with the magnificent Oak Ridge Boys. These guys are probably the #1 gospel and country quartet in the world, and they're coming out with their brand new album. This album is called
It's Only
Natural.
Natural.
Yes.
It's only natural.
And because of this day, we're also pointing out that Elvira, which was one of your biggest songs ever, is now also on this album that's going to the Cracker Barrel as an exclusive. Am I right?
That is exactly right.
All right.
sir.
And this album, by the way, and we'll see this a little closer in a moment, this album came out 30 years ago.
Yes.
It was a double platinum album for you guys.
Yes.
Am I right?
That's right.
All right. And I've got to tell you the story, which I just love. When you guys first performed Elvira, you were warming up on the Johnny Carson show.
That is correct.
All right. And everybody and his kid brother came out of that room to see what was this song that was happening. Well, as it would happen, I was a page on the Johnny Carson show. Not at that time, but I know exactly where you were and when you were doing it. And from there, you went to Spokane, Washington, right?
That is correct, sir.
And you performed it in the middle of that concert and had to do it 3 times in the middle. And then you came back with Papa Mau Mau at the end and had to do it a
You're
4th
good,
time.
man. You
Am I
got it
right?
all.
Okay.
You know, you could just stand there and interview yourself. You don't need us.
No, I'm gonna
cool.
start.
You're
I'm
a
gonna start with
historian,
William
sir, a
Golden
historian.
on the end here. William, you came into this group before all of these guys, and that was 1964.
1st of 1965 is when I joined.
1965.
the Oak Ridge Boys, yes.
Okay, and then following that, you recommended this gentleman, as in Dwayne.
Dwayne
Okay.
Allen.
Dwayne
There you
Allen.
go. I came in '66.
And then Mr.
Richard
Sturban came in
I
in
came in
1972.
That's correct.
And then
I'm the new guy.
you're the new kid on the
He's a
block.
baby.
Yeah.
And Joe came in 1973.
Yes, sir.
Now, the thing that amazes me is that how you morphed into the Oak Ridge Boys. Do you ever miss the fact that was Wally Fowler and the Georgia Clodhoppers? Yeah. Do you miss that name? That's what I want to find out.
No. We love that name. Yeah. That's a good name to have as your beginning name because you can always look back and say, we were in the bad need of a name change.
Yes, you really were. Well, tell us how that came about, because there's a real story how all of this worked. Because it started out as a gospel quartet in East Tennessee.
Actually, it actually started more out as a little gospel bluegrass band, pretty much. They were kind of self-contained, played their own instruments, and they were the Georgia Clodhoppers. And they would go over and perform at the Secret Installation in Oak Ridge during World War II, where they were working on the Manhattan Project, which was, as you know, would produce the atomic bomb that ended the war in the Pacific. But they had thousands and thousands of people sequestered there at Oak Ridge. Could not come out. Military personnel, their families, scientists. But they let the Clodhoppers in on Saturday night to entertain. And they became known then as the Oak Ridge Quartet.
Oak Ridge Quartet.
Yes, and they performed after the war as the Oak Ridge Quartet for many years, and of course Wally Fowler was involved. The Grand Ole Opry was involved in those early days. And then in the 50s, they changed a bunch of members, changed the name of the group to the Oak Ridge Boys, and as you said, William joined in '65, and that's how the 4 of us carried on the name Oak Ridge Boys and Clodhoppers.
Absolutely. Well, something of interest, and I've got to mention this. Richard Sturban had met my wife. He doesn't know this, but when your first album, when you guys crossed over into the country field, and you came it was called what?
Y'all Come Back Saloon.
Y'all Come Back Saloon.
Yes, sir. 77.
Richard came into the Sound Shop music store out in Hendersonville, and my wife was the manager of that store. And he didn't want to buy it. He just wanted to see it. Don't you love that?
Well, you know, a few minutes ago we were talking about that, and your store was in Hendersonville, and I walked in there because I wanted to actually see it in the record store, and there it was. I didn't want to buy it because I already had a copy at home. But she was very nice to me. She really was.
Well, I'm pleased.
We're all guilty of having that same desire. I've been in Walmart all over the country and go in and dig our record out and put them in the front. You know?
Thank you.
You could see us a mile off when you go in those stores after I'd been there. Every one of those slots would be full of Oak Ridge boys right in front.
And you bring up something though that's an important fact. You mentioned way back in '77, Richard going down to the record store where your wife was. See, we don't have record stores much anymore.
No, we don't.
And even as far as CDs and so forth are concerned, we just lost Borders. Tower closed down a long time ago. Walmart space for CDs is shrinking. And there's a lot of downloading and all, and that's cool too. It's become a big part of the business. But this is where Cracker Barrel really comes in.
Absolutely.
Cracker Barrel has become a mecca for buying country music product. When you walk in the door of a Cracker Barrel, the first thing you see, boom, is country
Exactly.
music. And now you're about to see us right in the front of every Cracker Barrel in the nation starting in the middle of September. But they do an incredible job of marketing and promoting and selling actual CDs. Probably, I don't know that they compare to Walmart right now, but I gotta say they must be getting close.
Well, I know that they're growing, and I think that they're growing from the standpoint of one store a week.
Yes.
At least they were. Am I right? Not any longer?
20 per year.
20 per year now? Well, I figure as long as the Cracker Barrels continue to grow, and as long as you guys continue to sing, we're going to be far better off. Because I'm telling you, your sound, the harmonies that you've had, and the opportunity for me to listen to you. As a matter of fact, when you did your show at the Universal Amphitheater, your manager, Jim Halsey,
Yes.
saw to it that my friend and I sat 8 rows center. And we got to come back and see you guys after that. You never remember this because I came to audition for you. Alas, I wasn't there. But I'm glad that you came back. And I'm also glad from the standpoint, William Lee, that your young son is doing a phenomenal job on a new television series here. And that's called Late Night Nashville with Chris Golden. And it was your son, was it not, Dee, that helped out during a period of time there?
That's right.
Prior to William coming back into the group? So this has been a family affair for a long time, and your son also played drums for you.
He does.
Didn't he? Okay. So I'm tremendously excited that we've had an opportunity to be here. I hope we've covered the things that you want to say. Yes, sir.
And there's one other thing that I was at Cracker Barrel late yesterday looking for our new album, and I was told it would be there on the 19th. So
September.
Well,
I
here
saw
you go.
one of our old albums up there yesterday, and then I saw a Gaither album and also Kenny Rogers album.
Well, let me talk about albums. You guys have had 12 gold albums. You've had 3 platinum albums. This album right here that I was showing the folks, that's a double platinum album. You've had over 30 #1 hits. Am I correct in that? All right.
Yes, sir. Yeah. We've been very fortunate. Yes, sir.
Well, fortune is from the standpoint of coming back to a statement that I read from Johnny Cash, that when he invited you guys to perform in Las Vegas, and I think, what was that, 72, 73?
73,
70
74.
All right.
Yes.
I remember him telling you it might be hard now. He says, but there's magic in the 4 of you, and you need to stay together. Don't break up. And dear Mother of God, don't break up. Thank you.
Mike.
Oh, this
Thank you.
is
We're going to do it as long as we can. We're very fortunate, very blessed. We're still out there playing a lot of dates every year. People still come to see the Oak Ridge Boys. The good news also is we're still creative. Our creative juices are flowing. We still are working on new music and new ideas and new projects. And that's why this It's Only Natural project is so exciting to us. And not only the association with the great company, American company like Cracker Barrel,
Absolutely.
but to have new music out there for the people and to have them accept it like they are, that means a lot to the Oak Ridge Boys. We'll do it as long as we can, sir.
Well,
Thank you for
Joe,
the kind words.
Dwayne, Richard, William Lee, the Oak Ridge Boys, thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you. God bless, sir.